My name is Felipe González Morales. I am the UN Special Rapporteur on the Human Rights of Migrants.
And why are we here today?
Well, we are here for the adoption of the Global Compact on Migration in Marrakesh. This is a historic event that will take place for the enhancement of the human rights of the migrants around the world.
So why are the global compacts really important?
These are significant steps in advancing international human rights community concerns about the situation of migrants and refugees. So although the Global Compact is not a treaty as such, it contains a number of commitments that states are taken in order to improve their policies regarding migrants. This compact really has a very broad range of aspects. It includes dozens of public policies that could be followed by states to improve the situation of migrants around the world, meaning what kind of accesses to public services they may have, what kind of access to justice, how they should be treated in the border.
How do you think the Global Compact on Migrants will specifically help unaccompanied and separated children on the move?
Well, I should start by saying that the situation of children on the move is, along with the situation of women, the most grave situation that those who are in mobility have to endure. I have seen the situation of children in the move in Africa, in the Americas, in Europe, in Asia, and I have heard many dramatic testimonies of the journeys they have gone through. The Compact addresses the situation of children in different regulations, and there are some of a general nature that are especially applicable to children. For instance, there is the special treatment that children need. In this respect, it is very important that states are prepared to receive the children on the move with personnel who is especially prepared for this purpose, and not with a security prism towards them. And in this respect, for instance, there is the issue of access to public services. The Global Compact refers to this in a general matter, the access to public services for migrants. And in the case of children, this is of course of a major importance, especially when they are not accompanied or are being separated from their parents. It is important also to establish firewalls or separation between the migration agencies and the public services agencies, so as to ensure that if children goes to a hospital or attend a school or have access to our public service, that is not going to mean that he or she might be detained and deported. And then there is the situation of the access to justice for children. This is also addresses in a general matter at the Global Compact on Migration, and specifically on children. I would say it is of special importance that they have legal representation. And in connection with this is also the situation of the detention of children. A number of UN human rights mechanisms, such as the Office of the Special Rapporteur on Human Rights of Migrants, the Committee on Migrant Workers, and the Committee on the Rights of the Child, have repeatedly stated that detention of children on the basis or the migratory status is against international law. The Global Compact on Migration doesn't go that far. It says that states will work toward the end of detention, to end the practice of detention of children based on their migratory status. There is a road to follow there. It's very important that effective steps are taken in this regard. Many studies from different countries and from international organizations have proved that they provide evidence that when detained, this has a very grave impact on the lives of children, so it should be avoided in any circumstances. And this is applicable both if this is a child who is by himself or herself, or if he or she is accompanied by his or her family. So in all events, according to international law, this detention should be banned.
What do you think is the role of national and international organisations to make sure that the content of international treaties and agreements are reflected in national child protection law?
First of all, I think that in most countries, there isn't a wide knowledge of the global compacts already. So a first step would be to disseminate information about the existence of the compacts among the population through campaigns, also to familiarize the state agents at different levels. In fact, these compacts have been negotiated by the executive branches of the government. They don't have to go through parliament, for instance. I think it would be important at each country to identify what are the state agencies that should get special attention to each of these aspects. For instance, there might be some state institutions connected to the situation of the access to justice that are relevant to be considered. Also those related to health services or to education and so forth. I also think it is very important, in order to have the compacts implemented, to have both the civil society and the states working along. As I said, the civil society had a very strong participation throughout the process of preparation of the Global Compact on Migration, and I think it would be very important that the civil society continues to have this role during the implementation at the local level. Also, I think there is a role for the international bodies in this regard. There is a UN network in place to follow up the Global Compact. I think it will be important for these mechanisms, including my own mandate, to make use of the Global Compact on Migration to observe the situation and developments in the different countries. Finally, I would say there is also a role for the regional mechanisms, such as the African Union, the Asian countries, the European Union, the Organization of American States, both their political bodies and their human rights mechanisms, to contribute to the enhancement of the enforcement of the Global Compact on Migration at the national level.
The conference will now take a decision on draft resolution A/Conf231/L1, entitled Outcome Document of the Intergovernmental Conference to Adopt the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration. May I take it that the conference wishes to adopt draft resolution A/Conf231/L1? I hear no objection. It is so decided.